Yo, so I hear a load of women specifically saying that men are trash. And I don't think that's an incorrect statement. There are guys who will lie about their intentions and they will tell you they want a relationship when in actual fact they really don't have no intention of settling down. They don't have no intention, but they will tell you the lie because they know exactly what women want a lot of the time. Right? So to get what he wants, which is usually sex, he will tell you that he wants a relationship. Now, if you get hurt in that type of situation, you were lied, you were sold a dream, you are well within your right to scream about how trash that guy is. 100%, he's a liar. Now, I get it. I'm with you. If a man says to you that he wants to be in a relationship, but then his actions contradict that statement, and he intentionally makes you catch feelings for him, and then as a result of that, puts you in an emotional place exactly where he wants you, so he can kind of emotionally manipulate you to give him the benefits of having you faithful and loyal to him while he's able to go out and do exactly what he wants with other women, then yeah, that's kind of fucking toxic. That man is kind of trash. I get it. However, and we cannot ignore this, right? If you walk into an amazing building, and I speak about this quite a lot when I'm with some of my coaching clients. If you walk into a building, an amazing building, and you love it, it looks great, wow, like it's got chandeliers, it's luxurious, it's like, an amazing place. Beautiful building. But then there is a sign, and the sign says, "It is slippery here. You should not walk here because you may slip and fall. And as a result of your fall, you may hurt yourself. You may get hurt here." If you choose to walk where the sign says not to walk and you slip, right, it does not give you right at that point, just because you're hurt, to get up and say, "Oh my God, this building is now trash." Well, no, the building is exactly the same. It's the same building it was when you thought it was the building. When you thought it was a beautiful building. What's happened isn't a problem with the building. It isn't a problem with how you've been treated. It's actually more a problem with you ignoring a sign that told you not to go there. And that's what some of us do. We ignore the red flags. Someone would actively, now listen, I ain't talking about the person who outrightly comes, who pretends they have no red flags and they pretend to be someone that they're not. Then you catch feelings and then they start showing you their true colors. I'm not talking about that person, because you're 100% justified in saying that person is trash and they're toxic and they're narcissistic. I get it. But if the person outrightly comes and they drop you those signs and they tell you, "Listen, I ain't really down for no relationship." They tell you, "Listen, I ain't really trying to settle down. I know I don't want a relationship." Listen, you cannot change that person, right? So that's that person giving you the red flags. They're telling you the signs. They're saying it is slippery here, and if you walk close to me, you will slip and fall, and you will hurt yourself. If you choose to do it, you can't now get up after you're hurt and talk about, "No, you're wrong. Why did you treat me that way?" They're being really consistent. You need to ask yourself, why are you walking next to signs that say don't walk here? Why are you ignoring these red flags? And we do it over and over again. And I feel that actually sometimes when we call these people toxic, it's just a way of us not being accountable for actually our lack of judgment, or our us being pulled to the wrong things over and over again. Because if we constantly are able to say, "No, it's because that person was toxic," I'm not denying that maybe they are, but they did tell you they were. And if they didn't, a lot of the time they did show you that they were, right? So the only reason as to why you would ignore that, right, is because there's a subconscious drawing towards the negative. Do you get what I'm saying? And we do that quite a lot. A load of us do it. We ignore the red flags, right? And instead of addressing the reason as to why we constantly ignore these red flags and are drawn to things that actually serve us no positivity, we instead just point the finger, because that then allows us to not have to be accountable for the situations that we keep finding ourselves in, right? If you walk into a building and it's a beautiful building, but it has a sign and it tells you "Do not walk here," and you choose to walk here, it is not the building that has the problem. I'm not ignoring the fact that maybe there's a leak in the ceiling. I get it 100%, but you are aware because a sign is there and you're choosing to ignore that sign. So that also, as much as we need to say, "Yo, that person is trash and they need to step up, or they need to fix, and they need to," yeah, of course they do, but you can't force them to do that. The only thing that you have control over is your actions. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can only control why you are being drawn to something that is actually bad. And again, just to reiterate, I'm not talking about the person who lies about who they are and then shows you their true colors once you've been hurt. Of course, you couldn't do nothing about that. They lied to you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're trash. They're liars. You know what I mean? However, if they ain't lied to you and they've said to you, listen, babe, I ain't trying to do no relationship thing. Then if you're looking for a relationship, that should be a red flag to you. You should run away from that. But you can't then go towards it, slip, fall, and then say, oh my God, it's your fault. Well, no, they stuck to what they wanted. You went for something knowing that it was not what you wanted. There's only one way that can end, which is either them changing their minds, not because of you, but people only change their minds because they want to, yeah, and or you are going to get hurt because there's a disconnect between what you want and what you're settling for, right? Simple as that. And let me also tell you something, for women specifically. If a man says he does not want a relationship, yeah, and he does not want to settle down, he doesn't want to get married, he doesn't want all of these things. If a guy is saying that to you, yeah, your vagina is not going to change his mind. So don't think that sex is the way to change someone's mind into them wanting a relationship with you. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? If you want a relationship and a guy says he don't want a relationship, do not go there. What happens is I see so many women where a guy would say, I don't want a relationship, and she, yeah, will still end up sleeping with a guy. And then she gets hurt because she's giving him a piece of her. But he told you he don't want a relationship. So why are you doing relationship shit? So now, the question is, why did you still go there? The amount of people that I coach are people that they have a hard time in identifying red flags. Or in actual fact, what I say to them is that, no, you identified the red flags, but your subconscious addiction to chaos would still encourage you to go to something that you know is wrong because it needs to confirm a certain subconscious belief that you developed when you were a child. A lot of the people ain't really ready to have that conversation.